Hello, I'm Kathryn Reed. If you're an employer, HR professional, or business leader, you've probably encountered an employee leave situation that seems straightforward at first, but quickly becomes complicated. One of the biggest areas of confusion involves the overlap between the Family and Medical Leave Act, or FMLA, and the Americans with Disabilities Act, known as the ADA. Today, I'll walk through how these laws interact and what employers should know when managing real-world leave situations that don't fit neatly into a single category. Let's start with the fundamentals. The FMLA provides eligible employees with up to 12 weeks of unpaid, job-protected leave for specific family and medical reasons. The ADA, on the other hand, prohibits discrimination against qualified individuals with disabilities and may require employers to provide reasonable accommodations. Here's where confusion often begins. An employee's medical condition may qualify under both laws at the same time. For example, an employee undergoing cancer treatment may be entitled to FMLA leave while also being protected under the ADA because the condition substantially limits major life activities. Employers should avoid viewing these laws independently. Instead, it's important to evaluate each situation through both lenses. One of the most common mistakes employers make is assuming their obligations end when FMLA leave is exhausted. That's not always the case. Once an employee uses their 12 weeks of FMLA leave, the ADA may still require the employer to consider additional leave as a reasonable accommodation. For example, imagine an employee recovering from surgery who needs an extra 4 weeks before returning to work. If that additional leave would allow the employee to return and perform their job duties, the employer may need to evaluate whether granting the request is reasonable under the ADA. This doesn't mean employers must approve every request for extended leave. However, it does mean employers should engage in what's called the interactive process, a discussion with the employee to determine whether a reasonable accommodation is available. Automatically terminating employment when FMLA expires can create significant legal risk. Managing these transitions correctly is vital. If you need help navigating these regulations, schedule a consultation at JS Benefits Group today. The ADA's interactive process is one of the most important concepts employers need to understand. When an employee requests an accommodation, or when it's clear they may need one, the employer should engage in a good faith dialogue. This conversation may explore additional leave, modified schedules, temporary job restructuring, remote work options, where appropriate, and other accommodations that help the employee perform essential job functions. Documentation is critical throughout this process. Keep records of conversations, medical certifications when appropriate, accommodation requests, and decisions made. Good documentation demonstrates that the employer carefully considered options rather than making assumptions. The most difficult situations are often the ones that don't fit neatly into a policy manual. Consider an employee who has intermittent medical treatments. Their absences may qualify for intermittent FMLA, but they may also need schedule modifications as an ADA accommodation. Or imagine an employee with a chronic condition whose recovery timeline continues to change. In these cases, flexibility and communication are essential. Every situation should be evaluated individually. What may be a reasonable accommodation for one employer may create an undue hardship for another, depending on business size and resources. The key takeaway is simple. When managing employee leave, don't stop your analysis at FMLA. Always consider whether ADA obligations may also apply. Employers who understand the overlap between these laws can reduce legal risk, support employees more effectively, and make better workforce decisions. Complex leave situations require thoughtful evaluation, clear communication, and careful documentation. Thank you for watching. If you found this information helpful, Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more insights on employee benefits, compliance, HR strategy, and workforce management. For additional resources, visit JS Benefits Group. I'm Kathy Reed, and I'll see you in the next video.